Hello student, this is a lecture of physical chemistry, unit 4 crystal structure. I already shared the 4 lectures on this topic. Let us overlook again. So what is matter? Why matter exists in different states? Classification of solids, their properties, crystallization and fusion phenomenon with the help of energy diagram. Laws of crystallography. There are 3 laws, that is law of constancy of interfacial angle. Second law is law of rationality of indices, and third law of crystallography is law of symmetry. Then we will move toward the microanalysis of the crystal. That means if you see the crystalline compound under microscope, you will find the smallest part of the crystal is called as unit cell, lattice parameter, types of unit cells, 7 basic crystal system, then 14 Bravais lattice with the help of non-primitive unit cell, and by considering symmetry parameters, there will be the maximum 230 crystal systems are available in the crystallography. Then coordination number of the unit cell, number of atoms and volume of the unit cell, the relation between the number of atoms and volume of the unit cell that we have already discussed. Then the relation between density, lattice parameter and volume, that also we can derive for the both primitive unit cell and non-primitive unit cell. Now in this lecture we will move towards the structure determination of the crystal by using X-ray radiation. X-ray radiation is also a electromagnetic radiation obtained from the heavy metal, that means iron, chromium, as a source of X-ray radiation. The X-ray radiation having very shorter wavelength and higher frequency. The wavelength is in the range 2 into 10 raised to minus 7 to 5 into 10 raised to minus 8 centimeter. It is a same magnitude as the atomic level or interatomic distances between the crystalline compound, between the molecules. So that's why X-ray is used to analyze the crystal structure to determine the lattice parameters, that means interfacial angle, alpha, beta, gamma, and the lattice parameter edge length A, B, C, that we have to find out by using this X-ray analysis. So X-ray plays very important role in the structure determination of crystal. X-ray are generated when metal targeted are bombarded by the electron, which are produced from the heated filament. The metals can be used are iron, chromium, tungsten, molybdenum, copper, etc. X-ray radiation is electromagnetic radiation. Similar to visible radiation, it has high penetrating power, higher frequency, shorter wavelength. It is in the range of 10 raised to minus 7 to 10 raised to minus 8. This wavelength have the same magnitude as the interatomic distance. That's why X-ray diffraction gives information about the crystal structure and their parameters. The first Bragg-Williams developed the method of crystal analysis by using X-ray radiation. The Bragg methods have principle: a crystal consists of atomic planes which are at equal distance with each other. The atoms present in the atomic planes are acts as a scattering center. When a parallel beam of monochromatic X-ray radiation strike on crystal lattice or planes, the atomic plane reflect the X-ray radiation at all angles The intensity of reflected beam is found to have maximum only when at certain points or certain angles due to the constructive interferences. The condition of maximum intensity is that when reflected beam from the two different planes have the path difference is equal to integral multiple of wavelength that can be represented in mathematical form. Path difference is equal to n lambda, where n is the integral number 1, 2, 3, that means number of planes, and lambda is the wavelength. The constructive interferences means the reflected rays having the same wavelength, and that's why they have constructed. So let us see the Bragg's equation. Let A, B, C, D, E, F be the sets of parallel atomic planes. D is the distance between the planes as shown in the figure. If you see, these are the planes A, B, C, D and E, F planes, and the distance between these two planes is small d. The beam, X-ray beam LMN of monochromatic X-ray radiation incident on first plane AB at an angle theta. The beam is reflected at point N along NO. Also make an angle theta. The angles theta of incident and reflection are the same. So this is first X-ray radiation strike on first plane AB at point N and reflected along NO, making theta as angle of incident and this is angle of reflection. Then second parallel beam PQR strike on first atomic plane at point R and partly reflected along the RV, and second atomic plane CD at point S reflected along SO as shown in the figure. If you see the figure, this is second beam PQR strike at point R on first plane reflected along RV. Then this beam is again penetrate strike on the second plane CD at point S and reflected along SO. Then again penetrate into the third plane EF reflected at point T along this way. For the derivation, if we consider the beam PQRS travel more distance than the LMN to emerge at point N. So this beam, X-ray beam, travel more distance, this much distance. If you see, if you consider these two beam, that is LMN and this second beam is PQR strike on second plane CD at point S, this much distance is more. That means this beam again reflected along the up to the point D. As compared to this beam, this much distance will be the more than this first beam. Second beam travel the SN distance travel more than the first beam. Then the path difference is the difference between the distance traveled by the two beam. If the path difference is an integral multiple of wavelength of X-ray, the two beams are in phase. and the intensity of beam is maximum due to the constructive interferences. This is main requirement. For derivation, suppose path difference is equal to distance traveled by the PSN minus distance traveled by the LMN, or we can say LN. And according to the principle of Bragg method, that is path difference is equal to n into lambda. This is equation first, where n is equal to integral number 1, 2, 3 are the number of order of reflection, and lambda is the wavelength of X-ray radiation. So for the calculation of path difference between these two above X-ray beam, we have used some mathematical calculation, that is, draw the perpendicular NU and NT as shown in the figure. NU and NT. So these two perpendicular we have to draw. This NU perpendicular on ST, and second perpendicular is NT on the third plane EF, making 90-degree angle. Yes. Okay. So these two perpendicular is draw on the plane. Then the distance PSN is equal to PT plus the distance PSN, that means second X-ray radiation, is equal to PT minus ST plus SN. If you see the figure, that means PSN is equal to what is PT minus ST plus SN, right? PT minus ST plus SN. But triangle NST is equilateral triangle. Therefore, ST is equal to SN. This triangle SNT is an equilateral triangle. Therefore, ST is equal to SN. Because of this, the triangle is equilateral. The distance between the planar is the same. That's why the triangle is equilateral. So the side SN is equal to ST. Here this ST is equal to SN. Then substitute the value of ST in above equation. Then distance PSN is equal to PT. If you substitute the value of ST or SN same, so this will be cancelled because this is equidistance. So PSN is equal to only PT, and LN is equal to PU. So see where is LN and PU. So right, this LN is equal to PU because this is perpendicular. This is LN is equal to PU. LN is equal to PU. Therefore, the path difference PSN minus LN is equal to, substitute the value of PSN is equal to PT. Then in place of PSN we mention PT minus PU. In place of LN is equal to PU. Then substitute the value of LN as a PU. then part difference is equal to Pt minus Pu. So if you see the figure, Pt minus Pu, this one, this secondary Pt minus Pu, so is equal to Ut, simple. So Pt minus P is equal to Ut, that means path difference is equal to Ut. In triangle NUT, angle NUT is 90 degree, angle UNT is theta degree, therefore angle NTU is equal to 90 minus theta. This NUT, this triangle NUT, that means angle NUT is 90 and angle UNT is theta. So what is angle of NTU is equal to 90 minus theta, that means we can able to determine this angle, because the summation of all three angles is equal to 180 degree. So one angle is 90, one is theta, then we can easily calculate, find out the third angle, that is UTN or NTU is equal to 90 minus theta. So very simple relation, that is angle NTU is 90 minus theta. In triangle NUT, sin theta is equal to UT upon NT, that means it is right angle triangle, the triangle NUT, then sin theta is equal to UT upon NT. Therefore UT is equal to, this NT goes to RHS side, then UT is equal to NT sin theta. So UT is equal to NT sin theta. Hence UT is equal to NT sin theta. Substitute the value of UT, that means path difference, UT is equal to NT sin theta. And what is NT? NT is equal to 2D. So what is NT? This distance, that means NT. What is NT? NT is equal to 2D. That means if you see, the distance between this plane is D. So what is NT? NT in terms of D is 2D. So substitute the value of NT. NT is equal to 2D. Then part difference, UT is equal to 2D sin theta. So part difference UT is equal to 2D sin theta. Then we know the from equation 1, part difference is equal to n lambda. So then substitute the value of n part difference, that is part difference equal to n lambda is equal to 2D sin theta. This is the Bragg equation. From this Bragg equation we can able to find out if you know the order of reflection lambda, then angle, that is angle of incident theta or reflection. So we can able to determine the D, and D is the distance between the two planes. So if you know the D, angle of reflection and order of reflection, we can able to find out the wavelength of the X-ray radiation. So in this way, from this equation we can able to find out the lattice parameter or crystal structure. So next point will be the application of Bragg's equation. So what is the use of Bragg equation? Using this equation, the distance between the atomic planes, that means distance between the atomic planes, we have mentioned D in the crystal, that can be determined by knowing the wavelength of X-ray radiation and order of reflection small n, and Glensian angle or angle of reflection and incident theta. So D is equal to n lambda upon 2 sin theta. So you can find out the distance between the two planes. Second application of Bragg equation. The wavelength of X-ray can be calculated if we know the interatomic distance d, glancing angle and order of reflection. Then we can even find out the wavelength of the X-ray radiation. Lambda is equal to 2d sin theta upon n. N is the angular order of reflection. So this is about the application of Bragg equation. Here we stop the lecture. In next lecture we will see the exact instrumentation of Bragg method and discuss. So thank you.